Why do some people stop asking for help, even from the people they love most? When I was 18, my best friend called me at 2:43 in the morning. I remember the exact time because I had a math test the next day. When I finally answered, all I heard was crying. The kind of crying where someone can barely breathe. Her boyfriend had cheated on her. Not only cheated, he cheated with one of her friends. That night, I sat on my bedroom floor until sunrise listening to her cry. I kept telling her to breathe, to drink water, to stop blaming herself. Neither of us believed things would get better, but I stayed anyway, and that became our routine. For the next 8 months, I was there for everything. The late night panic attacks, the breakdowns, the crying, the overthinking, the voice messages that lasted 20 minutes, the nights she couldn't sleep, the mornings she couldn't get out of bed. Some nights she called at 1 in the morning, other nights at 4. Once she cried herself to sleep on the phone. I stayed on the call another hour just to make sure she was okay. During her periods, I'd bring her favorite snacks. When she said nobody cared, I reminded her that I did. I skipped sleep, canceled plans, listened to the same stories hundreds of times. And honestly, I never kept score because she was my best friend. And when you love someone, helping them doesn't feel like a burden, it feels natural. Slowly, she got better. The crying became less frequent. The panic attacks became less frequent. She started smiling again. Then one day she met someone new, a different guy, a better guy. Soon she was posting pictures again, going on dates again, making plans again, living again, and seeing her happy genuinely made me happy. I thought we'd survive the storm together. I didn't realize mine was just beginning. Final exams arrived, college applications, competitive entrance exams, a part-time job, the pressure of trying to build a future in a world that already felt impossible. My family wasn't wealthy. Every expense mattered. Every decision mattered. I had a younger brother too, and sometimes I'd lie awake feeling guilty. Guilty for needing so much. Guilty for costing money. Guilt. What if I failed? What if all the sacrifices my parents made for me were for nothing? What if I wasn't good enough? The thoughts never stopped. Soon I was sleeping 4 hours a night, then 3, then some nights not at all. I stopped enjoying things, stopped laughing, stopped feeling excited about the future. I remember sitting in a library bathroom one afternoon shaking so badly I couldn't even unlock my phone. So I called my best friend. No answer. A few hours later she texted, "Sorry, I was with my boyfriend." I told myself it wasn't a big deal. People get busy. Then it happened again and again. One night I finally told her the truth. I told her I wasn't okay. I told her I felt exhausted. I told her I felt like I was drowning. She laughed softly and said, "You worry too much." Then she started talking about an argument she'd had with her boyfriend. And somehow I ended up comforting her again. After we hung up, I sat there staring at my screen, feeling strangely empty, not angry, not even sad, just tired. Over the next few months, I noticed something. I was always texting first, always checking in, always asking how she was doing. So one day I stopped, not to test her, not to prove a point. I was just exhausted. A week passed, then 2, then a month, nothing. No messages, no calls, no "How are you?" Nothing. And that's when it finally hit me. The friendship hadn't ended. I had been carrying it the whole time. I cried harder that night than I ever had over any breakup, because losing a best friend hurts differently. You don't just lose a person, you lose a future you thought they'd be part of. Meanwhile, my depression kept getting worse. Even though my family loved me, supported me, and encouraged me, I still felt guilty. Guilty for needing help, guilty for spending money, guilty for struggling. Every day felt heavier than the one before, until one evening I found myself standing on a bridge overlooking the river, watching the water blow, trying to gather enough courage to take one more step. I wasn't thinking clearly, just tired. So unbelievably tired. Then I noticed someone sitting nearby, a woman in her 30s. She was blowing bubbles, just sitting there blowing bubbles into the evening sky. The sunset reflected off them as they floated over the river. For some reason, I couldn't stop watching. The woman smiled every time a bubble drifted away, as if she had nowhere else she'd rather be. Then she looked at me and patted the empty space beside her. For some reason, I sat down. I was sitting beside a stranger watching bubbles float across the river. Neither of us spoke for a while. Then she handed me the bubble wand. I laughed, a tiny laugh, but it surprised me. Eventually she asked, "Bad day?" And everything came out. The friendship, the pressure, the guilt, the anxiety, the loneliness, the fear, the feeling that no matter how hard I worked, it would never be enough. When I finished, she stayed quiet for a moment. Then she smiled softly. "I have stage 3 cancer." I stared at her. She shrugged and pointed toward her head. Most of her hair was gone. "You know the best thing about losing your hair?" I shook my head. "Shampoo lasts forever." For the first time in months, I laughed for real. Then she told me about her life. She was an orphan, never married, never had children. Every Tuesday after chemotherapy, she came to this bridge. She'd buy her favorite hamburger, blow bubbles, watch the sun